Hey guys, it's Kip here from KDC Marketing, and in today's video I want to show you how you can use grid layout here to look good on all breakpoints. This is something that people run into all the time. They want to use a layout and it looks good on desktop, but it doesn't look good on tablet and mobile. So this is the layout tools section of the add elements, and this is section grid, and this is one that you'll use all the time. And there's a lot of really good standard layouts here. We have a 2-column layout, we have a 3-column layout, we have rows, we have a collage, like a mix of these things, and a lot of these are things that you'll use all the time, different basic layouts and grids. So I'm going to start with this 3-column because this one should be pretty easy for us to see. So I have my 3-column here on desktop, and if I go to mobile, my 3-column is going this way and it just doesn't look good. And if I put content in it, it looks even worse. So let me put in a quick add stack here and I'll show you what I mean. So I'm going to go like this and I'm going to align to center. And if I shrink this down to the mobile breakpoint, I mean, you can see that this looks terrible. I don't have any, this just looks really bad. So there's a couple ways you can fix this. If you go to the section itself, so the section grid, you'll get this responsive AI. And this is the first place that I'd recommend you start. And if you click this button, it will generate a pretty good responsive section. It'll get you 80% of the way there. So I'm going to go ahead and click this so you can see, because this is the one you're going to use most of the time. And it's going to go to work to start generating a responsive design that works for this type of grid layout. And so we're going to see what it came up with here once it's done. And we can choose to apply the design that it came up with, or we can choose to keep working on our own design. So after this one's done, I'm going to show you how you can do this in a more manual way and with a lot more control if you want to do it that way instead of using responsive AI. But responsive AI will get you there most of the time. So it's done its work. Now I just need to go into mobile to see what happened. And here's the section, and it looks a lot better. So I'm going to click apply. So what it did is it made this let's go into our section grid. So it hid these other 2 cells. We had this cell and this cell, and since there's no content in it, it hid those cells there, and it made our stack go just look a lot better here, better spaced. Our section, you'll notice something here. If I go over here, it changed our layout from columns to rows. And so that's what it did. Instead of having the columns go across, it changed it to rows going top to bottom and put some gaps in between each of our rows, 12 pixels. It added some padding for us, an 8 viewport width and 40 pixels on the top and bottom. So it does a pretty good job of getting you most of the way there. And then if I wanted to align these to center, I could do that with a few clicks, and then I could customize these a bit more. So that's the best option, I think, for most sections, is just see how far it gets you. If you want to do something a little more custom or from scratch, I'm going to delete that section, and then I'm going to add in a section grid here. So I'm going to choose grid layout, and then I'm going to use the 3 columns we just did, add our stack again, so you can see how to do this the opposite way. So I'm going to add this here, and I'm going to go to mobile, and we're going to get this really bad looking stack. So if I want to do this the bit more manual way, I would use a similar process. So I'm going to change the layout from columns to rows, and right away that helps it already look a lot better. And then I'm going to add some padding to this, just like the responsive AI did. So I'm going to add 8 viewport width, and I'm going to do 40 pixels here on top and bottom for my section. And then I'm going to align this to center. I'm going to stretch this out a little bit so it's a little bit spaced better. I'm going to add some padding in this cell. So I can do this manually. As you can tell, this is a bit more manual of a process here. Maybe I want to do a percentage here instead. So I'm going to do 6 pixels and a percentage of 6, just to give my stack a little bit of spacing. And then I need to align my items and space those out. So I can do this all myself manually, as long as I know what I need to do. One thing is this button text for some reason is super small. I'm not sure why that's happening. Let's go into here, And then we might want to change our button size. So it is a bit faster to do the responsive AI because it's going to get it most of the way there. But it's important to know how to do this manually so that you can change it and customize it, because now I'm going to put gaps in between my section grid here. So I want gaps in between these columns of 12 pixels and 12 pixels. So now I have those gaps there like we had before. So now it's getting close to that section. I probably should have kept it instead of deleting it so we could have compared the two, but it's getting close to it. And then we would do the same for tablet as well. We'd have to come in here and we would change this to columns and to rows and start to work it through that way. And you can see it needs a lot of work. So you can do it this way. I would recommend starting with responsive AI and then going from there. But a lot of times the issue is the layout of the grid. If it's columns here on desktop, it probably needs to be rows here on mobile. So responsive AI will get you most of the way there. But again, the more you know how to customize these sections for the different breakpoints, the better your designs will be. And sometimes it just takes some understanding of what it's actually doing and where you need to click to edit which section and padding and gaps. And that's a lot of Wix Studio, is making sure you're editing the right element. Like if I want to put padding in this cell, I want to make sure it's the cell with the stack. So I want to click that cell so that I know this is the one. So it just takes some practice and getting used to. But if you can use those two things, responsive AI first, and then if you kind of know how to customize these different breakpoints, you should be able to get what you want on all the different breakpoints. As long as your desktop design isn't anything too crazy, you should be able to get something really good on tablet and mobile and make it be totally responsive across all breakpoints. So hope you found this video helpful. This is a question that comes up all the time, and it just takes some practice on getting used to the different panels, the design panel, the layers panel, and how to customize the elements. So that's what I have for today's video, and I will see you in the next video.